I love flying, and that applies to whatever aircraft I may be a passenger on. Even a routine aircraft similar to a Boeing 737 or Airbus A320. But in this flight review, I fly on a rare aircraft I've never been able to fly on before. It's a workhorse, its engines are tail-mounted, and today, it'd almost be classified as vintage. Stay tuned. I've flown with Delta Airlines on domestic routes before. Thus, today's flight centered mostly on the aircraft I'd be flying on. But before I get too carried away, let's go through security. I didn't have any checked bag, and thanks to Delta's generous baggage policies, my carry-on bag was free of charge, regardless of the type of economy fare. Before long, I made my way through security. Before I dive into the rest of my experience, please consider subscribing to my channel. More great aviation content is on the way, including new flight reviews just like this one. Also, check the pinned comment below for an opportunity to get $10 for free by downloading Cash App. After a bit of walking, I made my way to my gate. Thankfully, our aircraft hadn't yet arrived, so I was able to do a bit of plane spotting. But before long, our ride to Atlanta pulled up to our gate. The aircraft taking us to Atlanta for our almost 2-hour flight was Delta's Boeing 717-200. This aircraft type is one of the oldest in Delta's fleet, but still makes up a significant portion of their domestic network, with around 88 of them still flying. Only 2 other commercial passenger airlines currently fly the 717, Hawaiian Airlines and QantasLink in Australia. Obviously, this old model is actually a somewhat rare sight around airports, and understandably is an exciting choice for aviation enthusiasts. My excitement was also in the fact that I had selected a seat right in front of the rear engines with a great view, but also great positioning to hear the roar of the engines right behind me. Before long, however, we were ready for boarding. Before I board the aircraft, please consider giving this video a like. It's the easiest way to show your appreciation and helps this video reach more people. Delta outfits their 717s with a total of 110 seats, split between 12 first-class seats in the front, and further back, 20 seats of Comfort Plus, and finally, where I was seated, 78 seats of Standard Economy. If you'd like to see me review Delta's Comfort Plus in an upcoming flight review, let me know down below in the comments. Eventually, I made my way to my seat, 25A, in full view of the wonderful dimming sun and also a plethora of aircraft taxiing around the airport. After a bit of mindless staring out of the window, I took a look around me as people started filling the seats in the rear of the plane. My legroom felt standard, though obviously a bit meager for someone 6 feet 4 inches. I was glad to notice both individual air vents up top to provide better air quality, and universal power outlets to help keep electronics fully charged. It is important to note that Delta's 717s are some of their only aircraft not outfitted with a personal in-flight entertainment system. However, to my surprise, there was, in fact, Wi-Fi available for purchase, or for me, a T-Mobile customer, free of charge. As we were about to push back, I noticed a fire truck and ambulance outside of our aircraft, which obviously is never a good sign. It turned out that the person sitting right next to me, which I had noticed was taking his pulse as he had sat down, wasn't feeling well, and had requested to be let off the aircraft. He never returned, and a bit later, a Delta pilot sat down next to me. He was flying standby and was glad to be flying back to his home base in Atlanta. Before long, though, we had started our taxi. The engine spool-up sounded incredible from where I was sitting, but obviously, the soon-to-come full throttle for takeoff would be even better. The takeoff was exhilarating and steep, and before long, we were soaring above the Virginia sky. The views as we climbed were incredible, and I almost wish I could dedicate a whole video to them. We did experience a bit of turbulence, but before long, we were served complimentary in-flight snacks and beverages. I opted for coffee and Biscoff cookies, and a ginger ale and sun chips. I didn't want to take long to eat though, as the views outside were still breathtaking. The view outside did eventually start to dim, but the edge of the engine remained bright and visible. Before long, we started to begin our descent. I thoroughly enjoyed my flight, and while Delta are a quality airline, the actual aircraft was clearly the highlight. As far as the actual service, Delta did a great job. I was impressed that Delta provided Wi-Fi on an aircraft of this age, and the rest of the service was flawless. It was also great to have a Delta pilot as a seatmate, and we had a few short, enjoyable discussions, which definitely made up for the lack of an in-flight entertainment system. The engine roar on takeoff was thrilling, and will definitely make me want to fly on a 717 again. All in all, my flight with Delta from Dulles to Atlanta was enjoyable. Soon enough, we had landed, and started taxiing to our gate in our dark surroundings. If you want to watch my next flight review on a much newer jet, the Boeing 737 MAX, make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified when it releases. And if you like this type of aviation content, consider becoming a channel member. For as little as $1 a month, join our newest channel member, Quantum, and gaining access to old content from my channel, exclusive roles on my Discord server, behind the scenes access, and recognition in every single one of my videos. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next.